Yeah, we're cyber. Hang on. How you all doing? Welcome. Oh my gosh. We are being a cyberpunk. We're outside the rave at 2 in the morning, sipping our mocha. Let's do this. Let's start over again. Because I'm playing with a new library inside of Unify. This is Cyberpunk, and it is a really amazing library with 230 patches that can go some really cool places. So I have it set up. So let's start with, say, a new groove. Let's say Cowabunga. For the Unify layer, let's add the plus ones mean it has a bass, more focus. So let's add some virtual cortex. It's such fun stuff. Let's go over here. Let's add this. We're gonna add a whole bunch of drums. I love this. Let's take this up an octave. Fun stuff, fun stuff. So cyberpunk is a really cool genre combining industrial, electronica, techno, rock, all sorts of cool elements together. And this was put together by your friend and mine, Bob Dedes. And so let me double check the live stream, make sure everybody is seeing stuff. Sounds good. Okay, everybody are having a good time. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to use my handy dandy phone to turn on my normal lights so I can actually maybe not wear cyber glasses the whole time. It's really not my nature. But, you know, what the heck? It's a cool look. I'm not against it, you know, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, I have Mr. Bob Dedes on a Zoom chat. And we're going to get to talk to him and hang out, and he can talk to us about what fruit and vegetables he was eating that inspired him to create Cyberpunk, because it is not like a library you can find in many street corners. I was trying to think, especially for this as legit as it is. I'm trying to get my glasses to go to back to sleep. Turn off. See if they turn off. Yeah, they're flashing, so I think that means they're going to turn off. Anyway, hello, Bob. Do you hear me?
Hello?
Hello.
I'm live?
You're
Am I
live,
live?
man.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, guys?
Yes. So how are you doing? I understand you're cooling off a little from the energy behind putting this together. There's a lot to put
Yeah,
together.
like we said before, I'm just relaxing the last couple of days, going to the
Yes.
beach, playing video games, sleeping.
Love it. Love it. Swimming?
So yeah, I love swimming.
Oh, sweet, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, my green went
It's
away.
like it's very near actually. It's the closest beach to my house. It's 10 minutes drive. So
Wow.
we usually go 15 minutes drive because it's a better
Better
beach
beach?
overall, but yeah.
Wow.
It's very close.
Well,
Very
I'm coming to
close.
visit you guys at some point, so I can't wait to see this and everything. So,
Awesome.
yeah, your volume's still a little low, so make sure that microphone's close to you, my friend. So you're like,
Okay. Okay. How am I?
there
Do
you
you hear
go.
me now?
Yeah. I write a full track in my name and I quit using. I love some of the stuff. The effects, vocal stuff alone sold me on this. Yeah, the vocal stuff is very fun in this library. So I'm gonna just play some of the different sounds in the library, Bob, and then you can explain a little bit about the where they came from, what inspired making them. You know, just give us a little education, if you don't mind, on some of the
Sure.
stuff that you created. Let me
I
get
do my
this.
best.
Yeah, do your best, baby. You got it. And let's go like, and I don't need to see this, so I can say, hide self view. There we go. So it's just Mr. Bob right there. And we go like this. All right. So you're in the corner. I'm up in the corner, and here's Unify. So there's a ton to start with of these ARP sequence patches using really interesting sounds. Do you want to share anything about how you made those sounds? They're so unique. They're so snappy.
So yeah, so this specific sound you're playing, it's called Doomslay, as you can see, and it's definitely inspired by Doom, the
Yeah.
video game, and the sound design by Mick Gordon, which is insanely amazing. The electronic sounds that he made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very inspired by that. And I wanted to make like a tribute to make it inside the library, and actually quickly found out that it goes really well with the drums and the rhythm and the pace, along with Cyberpunk.
Yes.
So if you combine this as it plays, so the way to hear them in action is actually select a sequence, and just before you load a drum, a BPM drum, just make sure you have the macros open and adjust the pump, which is the ducking,
The
basically.
side chain.
And that will give you
Right.
adjust the pump. And the best place to be actually, it's about 75%, exactly that where that little circle is.
Right.
So it's not 100%, maybe 75%. And you load the BPM drum and you hear it in action.
Right.
How it sounds, because it's syncopated. It's a little bit difficult to understand how it sounds with the beat.
Right.
So give it a try.
This without. Then as you add the side chain. Oh wait, here's without. So it's just there all the time. And then with the side chain, it's got that head nodding up and down tempo to it. So
Yeah.
once you add
That's it.
you know.
And you have your starting point. That's it.
And then you can open up Blue ARP and play with the parameters. Let's have this. So you can make your own melodies very easily. What you have is your melody starting point.
Can I give a little tip right now that
Sure.
we are on this point?
Everybody
So
wants the volume just a little bit
to-
louder. So Bob, bring the microphone even closer. Like have your microphone like
can-
really close.
I can increase the volume. How am I now?
There you go. Better. Thank you.
Okay, so just a little tip.
Yeah.
Now just delete this drum groove, and instead of that groove, just load any cyberhop groove, and you hear a totally different thing.
Oh, right. So if we say 2. Yeah. Now we need a
the big
bass.
difference is these are not 4 on the floor. It's
Right, it's
typical
breakbeat.
cyberpunk. One more tip.
Yeah.
One more tip.
Yeah.
Exactly as you are now, just load any pad.
Any pad?
Just load any pad. Maybe a low. Try a low pad.
Okay, let's do low pad, atmospheric low.
Lower a little bit the volume and turn on the pump. If you go into the layer,
Yeah.
just turn on the pump, which is the side chain. This is very important, guys, for this music.
Right.
You have to turn on the side chain.
Yes. So
That's
now
it.
it has that motion to it. So. And if you want to really have fun, add another pad and then go over here to the transpose and set it to +7. So you have like a start of a chord. Or 19 is the other magic number because that's an octave and a fifth. And then for this one, open this up and like Bob said, turn on the side chain again. But for this one, instead of the pump house doing a pump, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say saw down and then change the rate to 16th notes.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then maybe go to the flex EQ. This is why we have EQ in here all the time, so we can just get some more bright in. Let's find where it's really...
I already have HP. If you sit down there, it has HP, which is high pass. You can turn on...
Right, that can get rid of the low end if you want as well.
Yep.
So now, by doing these few tweaks to that... Let's get a mix right. And then if you want, put a side chain on top of that synth part that's doing the 16th. So go pump house. All you do is click where the graph is, go to presets to the side chain. And like, I love side chain 3. And everybody's a little loud, so hold down Option or Alt and turn them all down just a little bit together. And yeah, so this is a sonic toolkit. So not only do you have all these pads, basses, the drums that you're hearing, everything we're playing with is included in this one library. But the other place that's really fun, as Mark and a couple other people mentioned, is these vocals, the effects vocals. These are super fun.
Activate.
Augmentation.
Camouflage.
Combat. Enabled. Cyberpunk.
Compatible.
Cyberpunk.
And there's
I was
Cyberpunk.
playing a lot of the game Cyberpunk 2077. I was playing.
Cyberpunk.
Activated.
Yeah, so there's menu after menu.
Hackers.
Initiate.
Integrating. Mercenary. Infiltrating.
Incoming. Incapacitation.
Also, as I pointed out in the walkthrough video, if you right-click on a patch and say Reveal in Finder, and then instead of this layer, go up to the actual full library, we kept the PDF and as a doc file as well right here, so you could double-click. This gives you all the details about the drums, how they're laid out, some of these tips that Bob...
Actually, Can I say, yeah,
Sure.
if you have any questions, actually reading this PDF will probably explain what you need to know.
Yes.
Because if you don't like reading, just do a favor and read just the first 2 pages, which is the most important stuff in the library. And the rest is some tips and some
Right. Right.
workarounds.
Right. So let's show some examples of these. For example, there are these ambiances up here as just as a single, but you also have the ambiances as a sample map, right?
Yes, I have them as a single and as a full map.
And then I means that
Now
they're
the reason for the full maps is that you actually have access to every, so you can do actually combinations. It's like you can press 2 or 3 together and use the macros to edit
right.
multiple sounds together. Now you can do this with the pads, and if you try it, you'll see how the whole sound changes, because you can combine low, mid, and high
Right.
all in one patch right there, because you don't need to change
Right. So we say
pitch
low
for that
pad.
music.
And let's go to Unify layer and let's add a mid pad.
No. So where you need to go is to signature pad or Atmos. I don't remember.
Oh,
what's the
pad
name.
Atmos, low, mid, high, top. Right. But this is where you're not using the knob for...
These are single, so you can use it as single. But where it says signature performance Atmos low, now you have access.
Oh, I see. Atmos. Okay.
But you can play multiple together.
I see. Yes, because they are all on one map. So you can combine these to make your own low pad.
You can do combinations, yes.
Play with the harmonics in it and so forth.
Yeah, also to perform like you did on the video, if you put on growls or mutations, you can rhythmically play, because you don't need to change the pitch. You select
Right.
the pitch and
I love those. And there's a pitch knob here, so you
the
can
pitch is to set the pitch of your track. So if your track is on D, you select D and you're set. That's it.
Yeah.
All the sound is transposed to D.
Right, because most songs in this genre, when the bass hits, there's no chord changes. It's just
No, there are no chord changes at all in this music.
yeah. It's all about
very
just
rare, very rare.
cool sonic variations in a huge groove.
It's riffs. If you know about rock and metal music, like the guitarist playing riffs,
Yes.
it's the same thing with electronic basses here. So it's a riff, syncopated riff-based music with very punchy drums. That's what it is.
Right. So that's why there are growls, there's mutations.
Yeah.
Like that would be just one snap in a 2 measure phrase that you just go, and then it goes on to like a whole bunch of other things. On top of that, there's effects. We have ambiances, which you could use in the middle of the grooves, or at the beginning, or as a fade into the groove. What does frame do? I was curious about that for the ambiances.
I explained in the PDF, but frame basically changes the starting position of the sample. So when you play, for example,
Gotcha.
With growls, I say that example because they are very modulated sounds.
Right.
When you play with growls, you might want a specific part of the sample, not the start.
Right. So if we
And it makes a huge difference actually when you.
So just so you know, there's probably 300 samples in the signature area alone that you created one at a time.
I think it's more than 400 actually.
Yeah. So this is allowing me to cycle through the sample. So you can do quite a bit with even just one sample.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have it on CC1 on purpose because now you can use the module, which is easier.
Right.
to do this performance.
Right. So you have not only all the samples, but you can play anywhere inside of each of the samples based on.
That's very important. For variation, you have to understand that these sounds are one shots, and there is no variation. If you play again and again the same sound,
Right.
it will sound exactly the same, which you might want that.
Right.
But if you don't want that, you use the frame macro.
Right. Right. And there's other things in the library where you do have a lot of these synth parts. I love these guys up here, like the bass rips.
Yeah, these are
time you play a
designed
note-
in Vital. I designed this in Vital to be very playable bass. That they feature glitches, noises.
Each time you play, it's a different sound, and there's
Yeah,
like
what you hear is actually one Vital patch. It's not multiple that I have combined. It's
right.
yeah. And then I went and made round robins and velocity layers out of it and tried to sample it as accurately as possible. And yeah, I got this sound.
Yes, and like Damon is
Demon and Transhuman and Matrix. Yeah, the same category. Now, one little tip here, you can layer any of the zap sounds. As you play this, just try to layer any zap sound and
Okay.
it will sound...
and then we change our zap. So they're made to complement each other. And if you like duplicate this and then pan them left and right, you'd right. It's very, very fun stuff. There's so many creative places to take this, and Unify just lets you layer them to your heart's content.
Oh, yeah.
Shane is saying macro knob was usually assigned to CC1, but your setup might be different. So you might be talking to he might be talking to someone up on the tech support. Yeah,
I have it assigned on CC1.
Yeah. So as you can see, the first page we set up when you first install Unify, it's set to these CC numbers, but you can change them. If you click the little bullet, you can assign it to any other CC number, but it will now remember and only listen to that, even if you quit Unify and call it back up. So it's really important to realize the default top layer, we call it, of Unify, these knobs are set and stay that way. What's really fun is that inside of each Unify layer, where you have knob assignments, you'll see that there's no CC assignments. But these also can be assigned, no matter which one it is. I could put degrade, and I could say listen to CC1. And now by moving the mod wheel, it's also going to move this. And this is saved inside of this Unify layer because it's inside of a Unify layer, not the top layer. It'll remember that. It'll remember that if you save the patch. So it's crazy powerful how it's set up so that you can have these knobs inside of the Unify layered versions of sounds inside of it. Can be their own unique CC numbers just for that song, for that certain thing. For this song, I want it to change this, and so you save it. For another song, it could be a completely different use case if you want to do it that way. So let's see. There's other effects that I really wanted to make sure people got to hear. The some of your signature. Where are we at?
It's called just signature performance signature.
Yeah, the ambience hits are beautiful.
These are the ambient hits.
Yeah. And there's reverse, which you could have on another MIDI channel next to it.
Yeah.
So then you could go between them. I love some of those high screeches in there. Good stuff, man. I'm just Just look at the comments here like that. Please turn your keyboard on for us to see. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. Let's go over here. We got to be up on. There we go. I have to tell Logic where I'm at. So, Atmoses are also here with me. Chill for a minute.
Here where you can combine lots of them together.
Yes. Have one as glue and then have others for harmonic interest. I just want to start writing music with all these things. Blown glitches.
Zero basses.
I love this. Growls. I love the signature perf signatures. There's one here. That one. I love that one.
That's this harmonic in the end. It's like creeping harmonics. I have so many of them designed on Vital. I have so many. I might do a library with these alone.
Yeah. I think people would be interested in those.
I love designing this kind of sounds. Very electronic, weird, animal.
Yeah, with performance elements in them and so forth. It's very fun. Beautiful stuff. Then there's ambient hits. Now this is the sample map, which is really fun because you have frame for the sample start, but you also have a knob for samples, which lets you, instead of playing the hits up here where it's on.
Can I explain why I did this? Basically, to make it easier to understand, please go to drums, toms. Yeah, drums and toms.
Drums, toms. Let's see, toms. Okay, and sample version, not the I version, right?
Go to the normal version, the performance, the I.
And let's show the keyboard. So we have
now
highlighted yellow for.
Now you can play, like if you want to write, for example, to compose a fill with toms, you can try different toms, right? But what happens now? Let's say you like one particular tone and you want to do all the fills with that one sound. Now you go to tom sample and using just the first one, you can do a Phil Collins. That's the classic Phil Collins, for example. Right, that's the idea. You see, because you have direct access to this. That's the whole difference.
Yes. But if also you can like cycle this while you're sequencing in your DAW.
Oh, you can do it as well, but it's more complicated.
Yeah. And you can play with pitch too. While you're doing sample variations, if you really want to get some kind of cool little motif happening, the parameters are here to play with. So if you take this concept, he took the signature hits here across the keyboard and then turned them into a sample map where it's one, and then you can play sample to play which one you want to use, and now play it as a melody.
Like a one-shot sample, basically.
What's that?
Yeah, you play it like a one-shot sample. It's like you throw a sample on the sampler. That's how you play it in this mode.
Right. But if you want, you can do this fun variety. On top of this, there's such things as a template for the riser. And there's a glide time knob to speed up that slide. I love the sound of that.
Amazing stuff.
And if you want,
like
I
the
believe you
idea.
can go into this Guru sampler, and there's all sorts of other feedback distortions, so you could choose a different. I think also what you could also use the pads, right, to do the template.
Add some textures.
So this is called a template because the idea being you'll open up this Unify layer, open up this Guru sampler, and look at the sample list and change it to something else. A lot of the leads, the pads, the textures, any of those could be put to use.
Any sustained sound, basically.
Right. Yeah. So it gives you access, and not only just this library, but you could go to any other library. You could go to Magic Motion. You could use a bell sound or something like that that's got some cool motion to it. I mean, anything will work. So dinner's ready. Fun. And then below this are these XX combinations.
Songs.
These are basically examples of songs. MIDI files are playing all sorts of layers of the library all at once. You just play one note, and Bob thankfully tells you what note to play for optimal. This is what it was designed around. So this is for F#2, so I play F#2. And off you go. And there's a number of ways to use these, but one way is to just mute the parts that you don't want to use, so you just keep the elements that you. And then on another track, you could use other sounds from this library or any other library or any other synthesizer. But these give you a whole bunch of creative. I mean, they go everywhere. Here's Freedom. Now, an example like this, because there's all these vocal samples, I want to play with those at the same time. So each of these layers, I'm going to right click on the where it says G8 for all 8 layers and put it to like B so I can play. And now the top of the half of the keyboard is silent. So now I could go to the library, I could find something like these vocal effects, the samples, right click, load this into a new unified layer, and I'm just going to click and drag on the bottom to bring it up to C3. And so now.
Initiate.
Integrating jammer. Mercenary.
Neutralize.
Optimize.
Scan.
You know, so you can, or I could change, instead of this, I could set this to be, let's have fun with like the growls. So we could add our own growl layer to this. So we say growl layer. And now for this, we're going to want to look at what pitch we're at. Oh, and this is the sample ones. I don't want that one. I want the growls. Here we go. Performance. And I need it to be in D, and it's in F. So if you go to pitch and change this, you'll see that there's a display in Unify. Bob set it up so it will tell you when it's in D. So now they're a little loud. Turn down. Right, so this. There's gunshots. There's so much to this library to play with. It's very, very fun. So
Has a lot of sound effects, yeah, for sure.
So it's very easy to use these in all sorts of creative ways. Just be aware, you can change the key range of the samples just by changing the key range of each layer that you want to be just only in this place. I can even say, right click on all of these and tell them all to just be one note. So I have the whole rest of the keyboard, I'd say D, and then I could even click the low key one and right click on all these, see how it all says question marks. and then say D. So now everywhere else on the keyboard, it doesn't make sound. So I could put different jump sounds. I could put toms down at the lower of that. And then when I play D, right? So anything else you want to add to what we're doing?
Me?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh no, I think we covered a lot. The main thing is to play with ARP sequences, which show you how all the basses and synths play, and then load the BPM drum, and you're all set to begin writing music. I mean, these are very inspiring riffs just to get you, just give you a jump start.
jump start, big time.
I think I made it very easy to use.
Yes. Yeah. And sound killer.
Thank you.
Remember, you have access because the insert effects right here, you could always go in, add on a delay. Let's make it maybe a band pass that's resonated. Right? So it's the effects are able to be added to all these. So you're not just, these are starting places to go from and work from there. So are the vocal patch samples initially from Elven Labs? I found it so easy now to create new voice patches using these latest AI products. Jim Pettigrew is asking that.
The vocal patches,
Yeah.
I have used the AI for some sounds, which are the AI which speaks words like shields activated and stuff like that. Which one was it? Let me.
Let's see here. That would be like all the vocal AI ones that you have. The 1, 2, 3, 3W, A, B.
Biometrics, cybernetic surge,
Cyberpunk world.
That one.
Yeah.
digital warfare,
Emergency cloak.
Emergency cloak.
The AI that I used, it's named Play HD. Play HD.
Play HD.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm not aware of that one. My goggles are still flashing.
And for the songs that are on SoundCloud,
Yes.
2 songs, I'm using the Suno to grab some vocals, and then I wrote music around it. So all the music is written
Right.
by me,
Right.
but the vocals I used are from Suno.
Right. Right. And I'll show us an example in a second with that for the demo song I did. I can show them what Suno gave me to work with, and then how I turned it into something you can write with, because a lot of us can't sing and don't have access to vocalists, and it's a great resource to have access to work with. So yeah. These abrasive sounds are triggering me negatively. Okay, well, it's not for everybody.
Oh man, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is definitely not
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah. And also
You have
remember,
to really dig it.
yes, and remember, Bob has a number of other libraries, including Ambient Dreams, which is a whole different vibe for.
Oh man, I love ambient music.
Yeah.
I love Cyberpunk as well.
I know,
I love metal
and we
as
can't
well.
just pigeonhole into one thing. So
No, I
It's-
can't.
it's nice to do these types of sounds, but these can have cyberpunk too. I mean,
There are different forms of cyberpunk. There's definitely cyberpunk music, which more sounds like 80s. It has retro vibe, and it is smoother.
yeah,
But I went to the very edgy side of cyberpunk.
yes,
That is inspired deeply by the game Cyberpunk and the Doom by Mick Gordon and industrial music in general. So
right, right.
these 3 major things are what they inspired me for this library. So
Right.
very aggressive, very edgy sound, killer sound, brutal.
And I'll tell you something. I was talking with Bob. We were discussing this, and I'm like, maybe we should make some softer sounds in the library. And Bob's like, no.
No.
This,
I have
no.
very soft sounds on the ambient libraries.
Right.
You can amazingly soft sounds there.
Yeah. I mean, it's each library, it's really nice to have it defined and said, this is what this is for. And, we might in the bonus library make a couple, we're going to make some bonus patches. So we make some that is more filtered and effects and so forth. But Cyberpunk is definitely it's taking no prisoners. It's got a lot of energy. It's very creative. Even the drum grooves, just remember on the drum grooves that there are parameters here with the little numbers in front of the name. So there's 10 kicks, 10 snares, tons of hi-hats. So this one groove, if I move the kick knob, I can change. And the snare, and the hats. Then let me show you a couple of tricks you can do to this on top of this. So the third layer is the hi-hat. So if you open up Guru Sampler, if you set the LFO shape to custom and you put the amp at max and you tell it to be one shot, it's now an amp envelope. And you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with this. You have it be just a white noise block. You have it go down and up. You can even add extra break points. So you can trick out these elements like the snare. If I open up the snare, I could first of all say there's a water verb giving a little bit of ambience. Let's turn that off by hitting the bypass. And then open up Guru Sampler. Once again, go custom for the LFO shape and 100% and one shot. That's the steps you do. And now I can change the shape of this to be really cool, down slanting, hard. And also what's fun is you can change the rate which will play this back so that once it's triggered, so I can determine how much of a gate I want it to gate. So if we wanted to have some fun, we could, And if we wanted that knob inside of this Guru Sampler to be changed with a parameter here, we could say snare gate to this knob. Right click on this so that we get the editor tools. Bob, I'm going to cover your face up just for a second. Sorry. Sure. And then you open up the Guru Sampler and the rate is what I wanted. So I hit turn on the Guru ear and then I move this parameter and boom, it's connected it by just doing it. I don't have to look down any lists or anything like that. So now I can. You can trick these things out in such fun, creative ways with the tools that we've got. So there you go. All sorts of fun places to play. So do you guys have any questions in the chat? Everybody needs some great energy every now and then. Yes, the PDF is very helpful in the library. Will you be releasing the vital patches at any point? Maybe as a separate library.
Sorry?
Maybe as a separate library, right?
The vital
Someone was
patches.
asking if you're going to release the vital patches, but you wouldn't. That's not just something we would be giving away. You might make another library that.
So okay, maybe I can talk about it. I was planning to. I had a bonus folder for everyone that left a review. That I included over 400 handpicked sounds from this library that I had tagged.
But that's not the Unify patches. Or the vital patch. He's asking about the vital patches.
Unify patches. These are the wave samples that you can drag and drop. They are like one shots.
Yeah, but we're not doing that. We're not doing this. So there's no free bonus for doing a review. To be clear, because.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there you go. All sorts of fun places to play. So, do you guys have any questions in the chat? Everybody needs some great energy every now and then. All sorts of fun places to play. So, Everybody needs some great energy every now and then. Do you guys have any questions in the chat? All sorts of fun places to play. So,
But for vital patches, I do not plan to release any vital patches for now. But the truth is, I design everything in Vital. So most of the sounds that you hear in my libraries, they are from Vital.
Right.
They are derived from Vital, I should
Right.
say.
And a lot of them require additional work after you've sampled them. I mean,
Sorry. Yes. In
there's
some
effects
cases,
and distortion and other sample prop. It's not just the patch in Vital by itself that
No.
you're hearing. This is taken
No,
quite a far down the stream in sound design after you've made the sound.
yeah.
So
There are certain cases where the effect chains that I'm using are totally changing the sound, and there are a few cases where these are just the vital patches that you hear, which
Right.
I have sampled, like many of the basses in this case.
right. No, it's very well done. Very fun. Well, thank you for joining us, Bob. And thank you for making this
It's my pleasure.
awesomely
my
fun library for everybody to play with.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
course.
everyone for supporting me, for
Of
supporting
course.
us.
Yes, this,
And I hope you have a great time with it.
yes.
Really loved it. Loved making it, I mean.
Okay, so someone's asking about we'll show this in a minute. Someone's asking about writing a song in Logic. So we'll actually maybe be doing that in a minute. So
Sure.
cool, brother. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
And if you guys have more questions, I think Bob's staying around in the chat. So
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.
he'll be here. So type away if you have questions. Here, everybody, shout outs to Bob. Everybody give a shout out. This is a very well done. You wouldn't believe the hundreds and hundreds of hours to put this together. It came out very nicely. So Da Vinci has some suggestions. Okay. Talk to you later, Bob. Okay. So let's get that to go bye-bye. All right. So I'm going to show you something interesting. There's discussions all over the place about the AI tools in music and graphics and so forth, and whether they're good or evil or whatever, I use them to do my demo song, and I'm going to show you how I use them so that if you want to do this, it's actually helpful, I think, to do this. I wrote a song in Suno. I'm a subscriber. I pay my subscription fee for it. And if I go over here to, I think it's expand, I can share with you, edit the details. I'm trying to see if I can see the text of what I said. No, I don't want it to do more of stuff like that. Somewhere, extend. Because I actually gave it, if I can find, I don't know how to have it show what I said. Let's see if there's a way to do it somewhere here. But I gave it a chorus. I said, these are the words I want for the chorus. And so it turned it into a song using the lyrics that I wrote for the chorus. And what it created, I said, like future cyberpunk electro. I'm going to call over Logic here so you can hear it. It created this song. And the only part I really wanted was the chorus vocals, right? So let me turn it on. It's really loud. It's a big production. Here's the introduction. So it does all this chorus stuff, but when it gets to the chorus, so I just wanted that chorus. I really liked how the idea was for that. So inside of Logic, they have these tools under function called stem splitter, which if you just enable it and hit split, it's all you have to do. It's very straightforward how to do this. It will split out all 4 of the elements so that I have the vocals now. It's fun to unify. It's not a do or die, but it's a dream to try to unify and live together. So I took that And then I place it. It's 165 beats per minute. So I place it into, in fact, let's do this. I could go over here and it's going to take me a second. I'm going to probably this away. Let's say copy channel strip settings. I'm going to close this. I'll call up the song file so you can see what I did. So hang on. My audio is going to go away for a second, but I'll be right back. Chord, test, and mono. There we go. All right, so I got my microphone back. So I started with the voice. Oh wait, that's here. No. Where did I put it? Is it? Is it? Let me unmute for a second and get this to play. Okay, let me reset. Just 1 second. I'm going to try to get this to revert. Test 1, 2. Okay, so let's see if it works. Oh, you know what? I did this for the. There we go. And I'm in the wrong sampling rate, so we need to go project settings, audio, 48. 1, 2, test.
It's on to unify. It's not a do or die, but it's a dream to try to unify and live together. Unify. It's not a do or die, but it's a dream to try to unify and live together.
All right, so I got it to work. Yay. I was worried I wasn't going to get it to work, but as you can see, I just use it as a vocal. It's to me, in a way, it's just as if you were to do a splice or to a sample library of vocal phrases to work with. But now you can type in your chorus that you want it to sing and have it generate until has it create something that you like. and split out and separate it. So these are the tools we have. And I know there's issues and there's challenges and so forth, but I don't see the problem with using these tools, understanding them, finding ways to use them, because there are creative ways we can do fun things. You could pull out just these drums by themselves and use those if you wanted from some of the songs that it created. There's all sorts of interesting ways of working with technology it's here now. It's not like a hypothetical. It's here to play with and work with. So, yeah. Any questions? Well, my daughter is here from San Francisco, and so I'm just thrilled to have her here. And so I don't know if I'm going to go all the way for another 30 minutes. We might just cut this one short. So many times I go over. I think I'm allowed every now and then to make one a little short. But if you have questions, pop them up real quick, and we can answer them with you like Seth. Bob, where can I buy your libraries? So all of Bob's libraries are available at our website, my website, plugandgroove.com, right here. And there's a link in the video description to the library. And his company name is Modern Cinema. So if you go over here, you'll see all the Modern Cinema libraries are together. Back to the 80s is really cool 80s. And this is available with the Vital patches because it was built around using Vital as part of these sounds. His other three that are here, Micro Cinema and Ambient Dreams and Space Dreams and Renegade, are sample-based. They don't have Vital patches and so forth, but Back to the 80s does have the Vital patches. And then this new library is nothing but samples. So you only need Unify. If you do Back to the 80s, you'll need to have Vital installed, which is a free synthesizer you can find. If you're not familiar with Vital, it is a wonderful free synthesizer. Vital.audio will take you to their webpage. If possible, it would be very beneficial and appreciated to go to buying this and get Vital, and instead of the free, get the 25 or the Pro, or subscribe for only $5 a month. This gets Matt TAL some, financial appreciation for making such a really, really cool synthesizer. It has, as you can hear, some crazy sonic capabilities it can produce and go to. So it's very, very cool. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to see what else is happening in our chat. Oh, one other thing to point out. We have, I've started doing this thing at the end of each month where we do birthday for one day to celebrate different plugins that have come out in the past. I'm an old fart that's been doing this for a while. And so July's birthdays, we had Colors for Keyscape, Serene Worlds. On Friday was Power Tools. Today, a guitar library that came out very nicely, Mega Magic Guitars Volume 3 Bliss, which has an acoustic bass that came out super nice. The where's the velocity switching here for oh, you're not going to play because I ran Logic. If I change sampling rates, I have to rerun Unify. It needs to be reconnected. So if we go Mega Magic Guitars Volume 3, bass 4-way. Right? There's bass. There's also the bass with the Bliss, which is found right here. And the Bliss is this layer of audio effects that I sampled. Really, really nice. I also played the bass as a drum. So all of these bass drum grooves, these are all grooves made from drum sounds I made from banging on my bass guitar. So there's 25 of those. The hi-hats and the kicks and snares are separate, so you could choose just a snare. Then go Unify layer and choose a different kick. And let's take two different hi-hats and pan them left and right. And right? And then when you get down here to the guitars, let's go back to normal. Let's see, guitar, Bliss guitar. Here's the guitar with Bliss. And what's fun with this is that you can mute the guitar, and I can mute the guitar's round robin effects and all that stuff, and the note off, so it's just that reverb layer. I could add a guitar from Contact, or I could say add an empty layer, and is it AB? What's the company that makes all the really cool AB? It's not Baby Audio. Let's see. I got to look at the list this way. So all instruments, because they're up here at the top of the list. Ample Sound. They have like a really cool Martin that takes a second to load the samples. Now I'm playing that. And I can even add the guitar that I sampled back into it. So they can be layered and combined. This is an $82 library, and today it's $20. But only today until tomorrow at 12 o'clock, when we go to the next library that's on the list, which will be Tetrasonics, which is an Omnisphere 2 library that came out. Actually, if I go over here and reload it. So if you don't own this library, it's a great chance to get it. Yeah, but again, we're not trying to do standard drum mapping, so gotta cut grass. I hear you, Michael. So let's go over here. Tetrasonics will be available tomorrow for $20. A really, really cool library by Tim Dale that goes all over the place using Omnisphere 2. There's alienscapes and all sorts of cool things in the library. Also coming up on Monday, Toxic Omnisphere, which is another in-your-face library of really... Let's see, is it gonna load? Yeah. But when you get to the basses, all sorts of subs. So that will be on Monday. Tuesday is Personal Flavors, which is from our friends at the ESC, the European Sound Collective. Did I get that I thought I put that in here. I don't see it in the list. It's a very good library. When it's time to be in the live, make sure you subscribe and follow us on our newsletter, because this is a newsletter special kind of a thing that we do. And then the last day of the library is Del Norte EDM Chill, which is a really special library of synth and so forth that I created from my Virus synthesizer while I was in the Redwoods. So there's really cool pictures of the Redwoods. Right? So all sorts of fun things in here for that. And there's two versions. There's the version like this for Unify. There's also a version that's for Omnisphere. They have very different patches because here inside of Unify, we can layer all the samples across the keyboard. Can't do that in Omnisphere. So for the Omnisphere 2 version of this, you have to look for the multis. I believe I put them. Yeah, the multis. This is where you'll find something like, let's say Fortuna, which is a knife pad. And to change this, I'd have to open up each of these Omnisphere layers to change the envelopes and so forth. It's not recommended. It's a quick way to lose your sanity. So it's unfortunate that that's how Omnisphere still works. But maybe someday we will get something where it can play more than one sample across the keyboard. That's why we made Unify in the first place in some respects, because I wanted a place to put all my samples across the keyboard to play. And then it grew from all that kind of concept to be so much more than that. So if you go to the Del Norte version for Unify, it calls up the Fortuna synth. Let's go synths. Let me type Fortuna. So I can go Fortuna. Here's Fortuna. And it's just one layer, so I can go over here to the attack and change. And if I want to change it, all I have to do is open this up and say, no, I want to use, let's use Ladybird. And one map has all of the samples, and actually has more samples than the Omnisphere 2 version, because I could put more samples in the keyboard beyond 8. So that will be available for 24 hours starting Wednesday at 12 o'clock. It's about when we try to run the specials. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Let's do our shout outs for those of you that are hanging out still. Shout out from Portland. Actually, I'm not in Portland anymore, am I? I keep forgetting. Eagle, Idaho. Norway, Tucson, the UK, love it. Thanks, Mark from Colorado. Good to see you all. Madison, Chattanooga, Tennessee, UK. Good to see you, Tim. Helsinki. I mean, I just love seeing all the countries that are currently hanging out in here. It's so fun. Belgium, Scotland. Wow. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Shane, thank you for hanging out. Good to see you, my friend. And we will be back next week with more fun and more Sonic. Who knows what happens in the coming week that we will want to take a look at and explore and cover. If you have questions, email us at unifysupport@plugandguru.com. Also, we have forums at forums.plugandguru.com. You can head off to and ask questions there, and Shane and the community will chime in and help you get things sorted out with any questions you might have. And there's Taylor's popping up. Good to see you, Taylor. Thank you for joining us. Steve in San Diego, Switzerland. That's crazy. Switzerland. My head's just going to blow up this stuff. So anyway, enjoy the Olympics this week. It's so fun to see all that going on. Yeah, he's in France. Yeah, France has got it. I wish I was. I thought about going to Paris when I saw that the Olympics were going to be there. It would be fun, but it'd be also crazy too. Hey, Glenn in Australia. Wow. Every continent. I love it. I love it. Yeah, good to see you all. Bob, thank you so much for joining. Been a good time. And we will see you next week. All right, everybody? Take care.